Chargaff's discoveries and rules. Chargaff discovered that the concentrations of A and T and the concentrations of C and G were nearly identical in all species. He concluded that A must bind with T and C must bind with G. Where and when does DNA replication take place? In the nucleus during the S synthesis, I phase within interphase. Replication fork. A Y-shaped point that results when the two strands of a DNA are split by helicase.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Not a thing that does something with DNA.
Got the motor town up.
Replication forks in eukaryotes versus prokaryotes.
Gonna be driving.
A prokaryote has a single replication
Can I
fork
join
since
a
it's small
public
enough for
server?
one part of the DNA to be split at a time. A
Dedicated.
eukaryote, however, has hundreds of replication forks from different parts of the massive strand of DNA being split at the same time. These make replication bubbles. Helicase.
There's a
the
server
enzyme that
over
breaks the
here.
hydrogen
30
bonds between the
people.
bases to split the two strands of the double helix apart. Single strand binding proteins.
They updated
They're
the
proteins
game.
that bind
I
to
haven't
unpaired
updated my
DNA
game yet.
strands, parts where the DNA has
Bruh.
already been split, and they keep them from drifting away while also keeping them apart.
Are they playing
Without
on
them,
old
the cut
version?
DNA would fold and create knots.
I haven't updated my game in a while.
Topoisomerase. Enzymes that relieve stress on the DNA molecule. They do this by cutting DNA at
I
areas
will
that are
have to
overwinded
check-
and knotted, and
oh.
they twist the DNA to not be knotted any more than reattach the cut DNA. RNA primers. Short sequence of DNA that indicates where nucleotides should be added by DNA polymerase. Primase. An enzyme that joins RNA nucleotides to make the primer, which then allows DNA polymerase to add nucleotides. RNA primers are created by primase. DNA polymerase. Enzyme that adds nucleotides one by one beginning at the RNA primer. What direction does DNA polymerase work in? DNA polymerase always goes in a 5 feet 3 inches direction, starts on the 5 end of the strand and moves towards the 3 end. What binds nucleotides together? Phosphodiester bonds. This bond is created by dehydration synthesis between the hydroxyl and phosphate.
The link to the live
Carbon
chat.
3 in a nucleotide has a hydroxyl group. The hydrogen and oxygen of the hydroxyl binds with one of the oxygens of the phosphate.
Link address.
This releases an H20 molecule, and carbon 3 bonds directly with the phosphorus in the phosphate. I think, but I'm not 100% sure. Mainly remember the word phosphodiester bond and that it is dehydration synthesis. Why does a leading strand and lagging strand exist? The two strands of DNA face different directions.
There must be an
with 3
easier way
feet
for me
5
to do
inches
this
at the
chat
S, 5 feet 3 inches.
Because the
When
way I'm
helicase
doing
splits the
this,
DNA, for one strand it will be cutting in the
too
3
much
feet 5
configuring.
inches a direction and the other in the 5 feet 3 inches a direction. Since DNA polymerase only works in the 5 feet 3 inches a direction, it will be moving with
Okay, we got
helicase
the
when
chat up,
helicase
guys.
is
We
moving
got
in
the
the 5
chat
feet
up.
3
Be
inches a
positive,
direction, and
be
against
safe.
helicase when helicase is moving in the 3 feet 5
I'll
inches
just
a
play by
direction.
myself.
Lagging strand.
Daylight cycle,
DNA
40
polymerase is
minutes.
moving in the 5 feet 3 inches a direction, but helicase is moving in the 3 feet 5 inches a direction. Basically, the two enzymes are starting on opposite ends of the strand.
And y'all all know
what
what my time mode means. I hope you guys can hear
DNA polymerase is all the way on the other side and can't begin working until the RNA primer is cut. With only one RNA primer
I hope you guys can hear the notes in the background. I'll check that in a second.
Is already cut, which is slow and inefficient. How does the lagging strand add nucleotides while helicase is splitting DNA? DNA polymerase cannot add nucleotides on the lagging strand until helicase reaches the RNA primer, which is not at the beginning of where helicase begins like in the leading strand. So, primase places RNA primers spread out throughout the strand.
Not my engine.
As helicase cuts to where a primer is, DNA polymerase can place nucleotides. The next section of DNA cannot be worked on until helicase reaches the next primer. This creates intervals of adding nucleotides as opposed to one DNA polymerase constantly adding nucleotides right after helicase cuts the DNA. Asterisk look at diagrams pictures to better understand leading strand and lagging strand synthesis.
Yeah, that's better.
Okazaki fragments. These are the segments that are a result of the lagging strand. One Okazaki fragment includes an RNA primer and all of the nucleotides in 5 to 3 direction up until the next RNA primer.
Bring more.
5 feet 3 inches a clarification regarding DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase always moves in the 5 to 3 direction, but this is of the new strand it is actively creating. It starts on the 3 side of the existing strand, which is the fiber side of the actively being created strand, and moves towards the fiber side of the pre-existing strand.
Oh, it's not slow.
DNA ligase.
What's the speed limit?
That links two
No.
fragments together.
45. Okay.
The RNA primer becomes normal nucleotides.
I may have to turn down
I guess the RNA primer is removed and natural nucleotides are free to bind
or
there.
speed back.
Proofreading at the end of replication.
And engine volume. Oh my god.
Corrected by DNA polymerase. Semi-conservative model. Model in which the two strands of the double helix separate and both become a template for matching nucleotides to be added, each creating a copy of the DNA. This was proven to be the accurate model by Watson and Crick. What repairs DNA? Aside from DNA polymerase, there are over 50 repair enzymes. Restrictions enzymes. Enzymes that cut DNA, or ligases join DNA fragments. What is often done after DNA is cut?
How do you adjust the back camera? Because I haven't done that before. Not in this game.
Cell electrophoresis to be isolated and analyzed.
Line.
Central dogma of molecular biology. DNA is transcripted into RNA, then RNA is translated into proteins.
It's a little bit above the speed limit, officer.
It is the normal flow of
We're going to take a right turn soon.
DNA, RNA, protein, traits. The genetic info of DNA
one's
also
there.
transferred into new DNA with DNA replication.
Dang, force feedback is wrong. Oh my god.
The enzyme RNA polymerase copies
Into
one of
here.
the two DNA strands into messenger RNA, or mRNA. Translation. The base sequence of RNA, A's, U's, CS, and
Backwards.
GS is read and many segments of information are
this
converted
force
into
feedback
amino
is
acids
too
which form
much.
a polypeptide chain. Another word
Control.
for a trait. Phenotype. Circumstances that are exceptions to the central dogma of microbiology.
7.
1. RNA viruses can replicate their own RNA. 2. Some other viruses, such as HIV, can copy RNA into DNA, which is directly opposed to the normal flow of genetic information in the dogma. Not important, I think, but these viruses use the enzyme reverse transcriptase. Which type of living things do not have DNA? Changed from before, all living things have DNA except RNA viruses. There is much debate over if viruses are living. Do viruses have DNA or RNA? They have either DNA or
There's
RNA.
no stop sign here, bucko.
Another name for the 5 feet 3 inches a strand, or besides leading strand.
We're going straight, y'all are
They can
turn.
be called the sense strand. Another name for the 3 feet
I'll
5
ride this guy's
inches a
bumper.
strand, or besides lagging strand. They can be called the antisense strand. What is the positional relationship between the two strands of DNA? They are anti-parallel, as Xavier said. It's like a road. They are lined up in a parallel way, but they are facing different directions and so are not really parallel. Leading strand. In the leading strand, DNA polymerase is moving in the same direction as helicase, or 5 feet 3 inches. So, DNA polymerase can
Safely
follow right
driving.
behind helicase, when nucleotides added immediately after they were just split from the other strand. This is much more straightforward and quick. Plasmid DNA versus prokaryote chromosomal DNA structure. Plasmid DNA is a small ring of DNA with only a few genes. Chromosomal DNA in prokaryotes is a circle, but it is much bigger and is twisted and compacted.
Oh, yo.
Structure of DNA in eukaryotes versus prokaryotes.
Just fumbled that.
Aside from eukaryotes having a much longer strand of DNA, eukaryotic DNA is linear with 2 endpoints.
Why is there a point
Prokaryotic
there?
DNA loops around and
Guys,
makes a
set
circle when
up.
untwisted, with no endpoint. Which eukaryote also has plasmids?
There is no drop there, so
Yeast has plasmids despite being
my exhaust
eukaryotic.
is ruined. That's right.
Does
My engine
prokaryotic
sounds like
DNA
this.
have proteins?
Mm.
While the eukaryotic DNA
Only
structure
5,000, 4,000 feet.
prokaryotic DNA does not have proteins. Where is the DNA found in prokaryotes?
50 miles per hour.
It is found in a nucleus region.
You've been following this truck for a while. He must be doing a delivery too.
What is DNA enclosed in eukaryotes? A double nuclear membrane.
Pull up.
Are eukaryotes unicellular or multicellular? They can be either. Eukaryote and multicellular are not the same thing. Organisms such as fungi, protists, and amoeba are all unicellular eukaryotes. Which two organelles contain DNA and what kind of DNA do they contain? Chloroplasts and mitochondria both contain circular DNA like prokaryotes.
Be
What What does chloroplasts and mitochondria having circular DNA suggest about them? Scientists believe that chloroplasts and mitochondria were once bacteria before becoming symbiotic or working together with other prokaryotes or eukaryotes. What is the shape of
Oh,
DNA?
it's raining.
Double helix.
It's delighting.
What is the shape of RNA? Single helix. Monomer of DNA.
If I want.
Nucleotides. Polymer of nucleotides. DNA and RNA. Difference between the nucleotides of DNA and RNA.
Are you slowing down because it's
DNA
raining,
has
or
A,
there's a
B,
car in
C,
front of you?
and G. RNA
I think
has
because there's a car.
C and G.
And
The only
turn.
difference is that there is no thymine, T, and instead there is uracil, U. What is the structure of a nucleosome? The helix is wrapped around 8 histone proteins. One layer has a 2x2 matrix of 4 different histone proteins, and there are 2 layers of this in a nucleosome, 2x2x2 matrix, and held together by the 5th histone protein, H1 histone, which is very different.
Here you
shape.
go, good sir.
Asterisk, this was changed from before.
Oh,
I
shit.
thought a nucleosome was just 1 layer with 4 histones, but it is 2 layers or 8 histones with the DNA wrapping around it. What amino acids are in the histone proteins and why? DNA is negatively charged, so for the DNA to wrap around and be attracted to the histone proteins, the histone must have a positive charge, since all DNA is negatively charged. Arginine and lysine are the amino acids that give a positive
Oh,
charge,
wait.
so the histone proteins have a high percentage of them. What is a histone octamer? A histone octamer is the same thing as a nucleosome.
You were there first. Take
It
your
is
turn.
8 histone proteins
Well,
with
they're
DNA
actually
wrapping around it, which was
going
changed
straight, so I have to wait.
What are chromatin fibers?
He has to wait
There
too,
are clumps of
because
strands
he's
of
turn.
connected histone octamers or nucleosomes. Euchromatin. Less condensed chromatin fibers. It is a strand of 1 nucleosome at a time instead of creating a strand with 3 rows. This fiber is 10 nanometers as opposed to 30 nanometers. What is
Okay, and we're off again.
nucleosomes called? Nucleophilic A. Heterochromatin. Highly condensed chromatin fibers. Each nucleosome is 10 nanometers wide and heterochromatin.
See, I'm becoming so much better
So it is a 30 nanometer wide fiber.
just because I'm not going crazy. Can't wait for nighttime though. Better for studying, you know. Get that passive learning. There you go. Ooh, officer, I wasn't speeding. Just going a healthy 5 above. I know I'm gonna wreck today in this stream, especially if it rains. Oh yeah. It is springtime, so spring rains, summer rains, all that. Coming up.
Sister chromatids. They are identical halves of a chromosome. They are both made of 1 P arm and 1 Q arm, and they are half of the chromosome split along the y-axis, vertically. Relationship of the 2 P arms and the 2 Q arms. Both P arms are identical and both Q arms are identical. 1 P arm and 1 Q arm makes a full set of DNA. A chromosome
Hey.
is 2 sets of DNA which are separated
Now,
in anaphase.
over
What is
to
the
the side of
centromere?
the road.
It is the central point of the chromosome that holds all 4 arms together. It keeps sister chromatids together. This attachment is
I'm
done by
over
spindle
here.
fibers. What
I
are
can
telomeres?
furniture
They
store.
are the tips or ends of the chromosome, end of each arm.
Furniture store.
So there are 4 per chromosome, that cap and protect the DNA. Chromosomes 1
I
to
do
22
need more
be
gas
X or
first
Y.
though. So
All chromosomes except 1 to 22 have 2 copies of the DNA. The sister
why you
chromosomes
stop
are
in
both
the middle
identical
of the
copies
road?
DNA.
What
The
is
X
what?
chromosome and Y chromosome are
Oh,
each 1
this
copy of
does
DNA,
not go there.
like just 1
Okay.
chromatid, but are not
Let's take this
identical,
off road
and the
real quick.
chromosome in diploid cells have either an X and Y or X and X chromosome combination. Karyotype. This shouldn't be needed for the test. A photographic arrangement of
Fill
the
up.
set of chromosomes in a cell or organism. In what decade was the structure of DNA discovered? The 1950s.
Did I
What
did
is
not
another
lower
name
it
for
last
deoxyribonucleic
video. Still looks
acid
great.
Y?
Don't want to lower it.
DNA was originally called deoxypentose nucleic acid since ribose is a sugar with 5
Deoxypentose
carbons,
nucleic
aka
acid.
ribose is a pentose. The 3 parts of a a nucleotide. 1. Phosphate group. 2. Nitrogenous base.
I wonder, for a manual car,
5. Carbon sugar.
do you turn, do you
How
put
to
the
identify number
clutch
of
on
carbons in a nucleotide?
before you start the engine?
1. Carbon 5 is bound to the phosphate group.
Or is the clutch
Carbon
off
from there.
while
DNA
you
has a
turn on the engine?
high
I have no
carbon
idea.
group.
I don't have a manual
Also,
car.
carbon 1
No.
is bound to the nitrogenous base. 2. There is an oxygen in the sugar. Starting there and going counterclockwise, the carbon
And you can
starts
see I
one
did
count
not
up
do
to
any
5.
offline
3 feet
grinding.
5 inches
That's
is
still
the
only
end
at 13K.
In
Oh,
3 feet 5 inches,
let's put
carbon
that
3
in
faces
person.
up. Since the phosphate group is connected to carbon 5 of each nucleotide, the phosphate is facing downward. 5 feet 3 inches is
I
the
have to
opposite.
find out how
Carbon 5
they
faces
don't
up
have
in the phosphate
anything.
group if it does too.
You
An
serious?
easy way to tell which is by the lone oxygen in the sugar.
I have
The
to find
oxygen
out
is
how to
next
use a
carbon
trailer
5
in this
and
game.
1, and so in 5 feet 3 inches the oxygen faces straight up, while in 3 feet 5 inches it faces directly down.
Oh, they don't have
Purines.
anything in here right now, okay?
8, 9 and guanine. They are nitrogenous bases with 2 rings.
Ooh,
Pyrimidines.
warehouse.
Thymine and
Look on there.
cytosine. They are nitrogenous bases with 1 ring. Uracil is also a pyrimidine. What binds with 8, 9 and how many hydrogen bonds does it create? Thymine binds with 8, 9. AT has 2 hydrogen bonds. What
Honey,
binds with guanine and how
great.
many hydrogen bonds does it create? Cytosine binds with guanine. CG has 3 hydrogen bonds. For this reason, it is harder to pull apart than AT. Chargaff's discoveries and rules. Chargaff discovered that the concentrations or A and T and the concentrations of C and G were nearly identical in
We out
species.
and we
He
rolling.
concluded that A must bind with T and C must bind with G.
Nah, I don't feel like pushing it. I don't feel like pushing my luck right now because a cop could pop up any moment. I don't want to lose $300 for reckless driving. So
Replication fork.
that's just my own personal choice. But $300 is one job, and that's not worth it.
The replication fork is not thin as a supplement DNA. Replication forks in eukaryotes versus prokaryotes. A prokaryote has a single replication fork since it is small enough for one part of the DNA to be split at a time. A eukaryote,
Oh,
however,
it
has
is
hundreds
down
of
there.
replication forks from different parts of the massive strand of DNA being split at the same time. These make replication bubbles.
No.
Helicase. It is the enzyme that breaks
Oh,
the hydrogen bonds
ooh.
between the bases to split the two
Slid.
strands of the
Got the
double
slippy
helix apart.
slidies.
Single-strand binding proteins. They are proteins that bind to
These
unpaired
herbs
DNA
are
strands,
evil.
parts where the DNA has already been split, and they keep them from drifting away while also keeping them apart. Without them, the cut DNA would fold and create knots. Topoisomerase. Enzymes that relieve stress on the DNA